This is a perfect combination of multi-tool, flashlight and pen in one of the best belt carry solutions. And I put this combination together to grab and go when I know I need to get stuff done. Let's have a closer look. A flashlight, multi-tool and pen are three essentials when it comes to getting things done, and for me that could be some basic electrical work, assembling furniture, general DIY jobs, fixing things around the house or on the car, or working on my bike, or just general maintenance. And whilst this doesn't pretend to do everything, the fact that it's on your belt and close to hand means less trips to the toolbox and getting sorted more quickly and easily and with less fuss. All the elements in here need to be good, as these tools are going to be put to use. Best of breed, if you like. So let's look at each in turn, starting with the flashlight. The flashlight size I've chosen here is based on the 18650 battery type. That's this one here. And that means the flashlight's at a kind of mid-range size and a perfect fit for this type of case. The bigger size, the 21700, is too large for this application in my view, and that size of battery is more suited to continuous use, such as outdoor nighttime activities. The 18650 flashlight is a great balance between size and practical application, so I went on a mission to find the best 18650 light out there right now. And in my view, this is it. This is the Warrior Mini 2 from Olight. This is one of Olight's best-selling lights, and for good reason. So let's have a quick run through of what makes this stand out from the crowd. The first thing to point out is that this is extremely bright with a maximum power output of 1750 lumens in the turbo mode. Now, like most flashlights, the turbo mode will only last for a period of time before the flashlight steps down, but in this case it will last for around 4 minutes, and that's pretty impressive. Also, we have a moonlight mode of 1 lumen, and the maximum runtime on this thing at 1 lumen is, would you believe, 45 days continuously. The other good thing about this flashlight is you can access both turbo and moonlight mode directly. That means you can get straight to that feature, and that's useful in turbo mode for when you need instant full power, and it's useful in moonlight mode when you want to avoid disturbing someone by stepping through higher power levels to get to your moonlight mode. Then between the turbo mode and the moonlight mode you have 3 light levels. Let's call them low, medium and high. And that middle mode, the medium mode, is a good practical light level at 120 lumens, and that will run continuously for a very respectable 19 hours. If you see your flashlight as a self-defense tool, then you'll be pleased to know that it has a strobe mode to potentially distract an attacker. And it also has a crenulated bezel here, albeit not a very aggressive one. In terms of operation, we have a tactical tail switch and a side switch. Now, the tail switch gives you access to the previously used light level with a half depress, and a full depress will bring it straight into turbo. The side switch gives you access to those functions and all the rest. So, for example, a triple press will bring on the strobe function, and a double press will bring on the turbo. Then press and hold will bring on moonlight mode, and then press and hold and it will step through the different light levels. You can also lock out the flashlight by pressing and holding. It goes through moonlight and then into lock mode, so now it won't operate at all, and that's ideal for when it's in that belt case or in your pocket, so it doesn't accidentally activate, overheat and set your pants alight. To unlock the flashlight, you press and hold the side switch and then it comes on. And you'll also notice we've got a light built into the side switch here, and that gives you an indication of battery life. This flashlight has a quoted 220 meter beam distance, which in practical terms is actually more like 55 meters. And if you want to know why that is, then come back to this link here where I will explain what the flashlight specifications mean in real world use. In terms of water resistance, this has achieved an IPX8 rating, which is the best you could hope for in a flashlight like this, and means it can be submerged to a depth depth of 1 meter and carry on working. It's also been tested to survive a 1.5 meter drop onto concrete. It comes with this two-way pocket clip and also a lanyard clip for those that want to attach a lanyard, and the base here is magnetic, so it can attach to a magnetic surface. This light has a safety feature called a smart sensor to avoid the danger of it overheating when it's in close proximity to a surface, and that could be, say, if it's left on in a pocket. Let's see that in action. So when it gets close to a surface, it suddenly drops down. Yeah. See that again? And if it remains dropped down for a minute, then it will cut off altogether. When it comes to charging, the Olight uses a system common to most Olights, which is its proprietary magnetic charging base. So you've got to remember to take it with you if you take this traveling. It works really well though. It just attaches magnetically, starts charging. Got an LED built in there, which has gone to red to show that it's charging. It will go to green when it's charged. The other benefits, apart from the ease of use, is the fact that there's no socket here to get dirt into, which becomes a weak point. There's no plug to go in here, which might break off. There's no flap covering a socket to lose. So it has all sorts of benefits. It's worth noting that this has a customized 18650 battery, so an off-the-shelf one isn't going to work, and that is a negative for some people. The benefit though of this battery is that it has a very high capacity of 3,500 milliamp hour. There are lots of color options to choose from with the Warrior Mini 2, and that's another indication that it's one of their better sellers. In my view, this is also really nice looking with a good grip. It's really well made and has a 5-year warranty. And if you're interested in the detail around the size and weight of the Warrior Mini 2, I'll put those details on screen now. When it comes to price, the Warrior Mini 2 is £90 in the UK and $90 plus tax in the US. So a great mid-sized flashlight, and do let me know in the comments if you think there is an 18650 flashlight that can beat this. And as always, if you want to know more about any of the items featured here, I'll have links in the description below. So that brings me to the multi-tool, and for this application, I think if I need files and saws, things like that, then I will find them in a toolbox nearby. So this really only needs to offer core functionality, but it does need to be capable and also compact and lightweight enough to carry in my chosen belt carry solution, which I'll come to shortly. And with that criteria in mind, the choice was an easy one. This is the Leatherman Skelly-Tool. It's a basic multi-tool, but it's very capable. It's also lightweight, compact, and tough. We have here a really nice knife. This is a slightly upgraded Skelly-Tool. It's a Skelly-Tool CX, which means it has 154 cm blade steel, slightly better than the standard with improved edge retention, and it's also a little bit more expensive. We also have here very decent needle-nosed pliers with built-in wire cutters. They're not particularly special, but they do a great job. We then have here a screwdriver which utilizes Leatherman flat bits, and you can get a bit driver set that will give you all the options you might need. Built into the tool you have 2 of these, and they're both double-ended, so effectively you have access to 4 screwdrivers without hunting around for any more. So here we have 2 flat bits. Then built into the body here we have 2 Phillips bits. And that is pretty much the tool set. It does have a carabiner here which doubles up as a bottle opener, which might be useful, and you'll notice it's also got a belt clip as well. The Leatherman Skelly-Tool is generally very highly regarded and perfect for this kit. Now Skelly-Tools in the UK start at around £90 and the CX here is $120. In the US they start at $75 and the CX is $90 plus tax, so much better value, but they are made in the USA, which helps to explain that price difference. One thing worth mentioning for viewers in the UK is that the knife here is lock-in, which means you can't legally carry it outside the home without good reason. So that is something to bear in mind. If that is a concern, then perhaps consider something like the Leatherman Bond. It has a blade that is non-lock-in, and it is a bit bulkier and a little bit heavier, but it's still a good option, and it still fits in the case I've picked here. Now the pen choice is somewhat determined by the choice of the belt holder I've selected here, so let's have a look at that. And this is from a company called Tale of Knives, and this is the standard Jack's T-Tux clip. Bit of a mouthful, so I'll put a link in the description below. And if you don't know Tale of Knives, they make some of the highest quality belt carry gear you can buy. Each piece is handmade on the west coast of America, and Tale of Knives specialise in everyday carry leather goods for when pockets aren't enough. You can see here that the stitching is really substantial, as is the belt clip here on the back. And the edges of the leather have been burnished and sealed, which is really nice. And we have the Tale of Knives logo here. And as you can see, the Leatherman Skelly tool fits perfectly. The Warrior Mini 2 was a tighter fit when I got it, but the leather has stretched a bit, so it now actually fits very snugly. You've just got to be a bit careful that there's no pressure on the side switch. In fact, the Baton 3 Pro would probably fit a little bit better because the head is a little bit shallower, but I actually prefer the Warrior Mini 2 features. In the front here we have the pen slot. Now it's open at the bottom, so really you need to put a pen in here that has a clip on it so it doesn't fall all the way through, but the benefit is you can put a full-size pen in here. So for example, my Big Idea Design Bolt Action pen will fit in there, although I do think it probably looks a bit long in there. You could fit in a Sharpie, but it's a little bit tight. The maximum diameter of the pen that can go in here is apparently 0.45 of an inch. My preference though is another Big Idea Design pen. This is one I often carry in my pocket, and this is the Dual Side Clip Mini, and that fits really nicely in there like that. If you don't know this pen, it takes the D1 refill, which is really easy to get hold of and has lots of options to choose from, so you can pick your favorite refill. It's also titanium, so it's quite lightweight and it's really nice to use. So that fits in there really well like that. This pen is not a cheap option at $75, but it is a pen I really like. And this belt holder is available in various different colour options and costs $118. Let's have a quick look at it on the belt, and when you look at it from above, it looks like the flashlight might get in the way of the belt, but in reality it works just fine, as you can see. I appreciate none of this gear is cheap. In fact, this lot comes in at a cost of $373 plus tax in total, and potentially more like £420 in the UK. But bear in mind, these are all premium items in their own right, and you might have other options you prefer for any or all of these chosen here. If, like me, you like to pull together gear into kits for specific uses, then do have a look at this playlist here, which I think you might find useful. So there you have it, my essential getting stuff done belt kit. I hope that's been useful. Thanks as always for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.